Support for Colorado Today comes from Safeway, ringing in the new year with everything for a big celebration, from fresh flowers to party platters to sweet treats and balloons. Let Safeway do the shopping with delivery or free curbside pickup using the Safeway app.
Support for Colorado Today comes from Credit Union of Colorado. With access to over 30,000 ATMs and a mobile app, they're dedicated to offering the services of a big bank with a heart. Learn more at honestlygood.org.
Welcome back and Happy New Year. A bit of chance to unplug from, honestly, everything and enjoy the holidays. Now that you're ready to get all the Colorado news you need, let's hop back in. I'm Arlo Perez Esquivel.
And I'm Bazi Kanani. Coming up, your New Year's resolutions may take some time to implement, but the state of Colorado is making some immediate changes for the start of 2026.
It's a popular program. Voters approved it by a wide margin. So this is the first big expansion.
You'll hear about some of the new laws that just took effect.
Then, a U.S. Senator, a chief with the Northern Cheyenne, a Judo Olympian, and a master jeweler. These are all accurate and somehow incomplete ways to describe the late Ben Nighthorse Campbell.
And I think that range of skills that I went through myself gave me the ability to understand and listen and represent a large range of people in the third CD.
We remember this Coloradan's story. And this has been one of Colorado's hottest winters on record. Will there be a chance for that to change?
Thankfully, I woke up today, made a forecast, and was a little bit more excited for what's to come.
Plus, what local music will you be listening to this year? We get some recommendations from Indie 1023.
Since the moment I heard his music and then saw him perform, he just has that star power.
It's Friday, January 2nd. Here's the news in Colorado today.
A new calendar year means new state laws, from exposing hidden fees on your phone or hotel bill to opening up new opportunities for food trucks. A slew of new statutes took effect when the clock struck midnight yesterday. And CPR's Benta Berklin is here to break down a few of them for us. Benta, let's start with the first thing I mentioned there, a new consumer protection law that targets surprise fees. What will that mean for people?
This is a law that aims to make it easier for people to know the total cost of the goods and services they're buying before they pay for them. Basically, businesses are now required to disclose fees before you're checking out or already committed to a purchase.
Have we already been seeing some of that additional price transparency?
Yeah, you might have seen it if you've bought a ticket for a concert in the last year, because Colorado already started requiring price transparency for live events. This law expands that idea to other things like resort or baggage fees when you're traveling, or surprise charges on your cell phone bill. This same law also has some specific protections for renters. It limits the kinds of expenses landlords can pass on to tenants and restricts how much fees can go up each year for tenants.
Coloradans also now have the right to repair their electronic equipment thanks to a new law. How will that work?
The basic idea here is if you buy something, you should have the ability to fix it without being at the mercy of the company that sold it to you and their designated service provider. Colorado already has right to repair laws for wheelchairs and farm equipment. Now it covers electronics. So in the future, Coloradans should have more options to repair broken cell phones, computers, printers. Manufacturers will have to provide documentation, software, data, and just other tools to the device owner and to independent repair shops to help people fix things.
Benta, does this cover all electronics?
No, it doesn't cover all electronics, but most of them. There are exemptions in the law. For instance, video game consoles aren't covered, and that's because of security concerns that were raised by the industry.
From cell phone repairs and maybe printer repairs, let's turn to food trucks. There's a new law that'll make it simpler to operate a food truck. What's the issue there?
It was largely to streamline some of the requirements to run a food truck, and the impetus was the city of Denver.
Why is that?
Denver was the only place in the state that required food trucks to get a special food safety license specific just to the city of Denver. Every other place in Colorado either uses a standardized form or accepts a standard statewide license. Now, this new state law forces Denver to also accept that standard license.
So how might that impact consumers? Does that mean if there's a food truck you've enjoyed in Arvada or Aurora, the odds are now that you might also be able to find it in Denver?
If they hadn't gotten a Denver-specific license before, yes.
Another law that went into effect this month affects families whose babies spend time in the NICU. They'll now be able to take more paid leave. What are the details of that?
Colorado's paid family leave program allows workers to take up to 12 weeks off to care for a new baby or for a serious family health or personal issue. And during those 12 weeks, they receive most of their pay. It's a popular program. Voters approved it by a wide margin, and it really just got rolling in 2024. So this is the first big expansion. What it means is families whose babies need to spend time in neonatal intensive care, they can apply for an additional 12 weeks of paid leave. Backers of this policy change say it really acknowledges the extra strain families are under when they're caring for preemies and other newborns with significant health problems.
CPR public affairs reporter Benta Berklund. Thanks, Benta.
Thanks so much.
How will you be remembered when you're gone? Well, in the case of former Colorado Senator Ben Nighthorse Campbell, there are almost too many highlights to list. He served in the Korean War, represented the United States in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, and made a name for himself as a master jewelry designer. And mind you, this is all before he went to Congress. Nighthorse Campbell was the first Native American to serve in the Senate in almost 70 years. He told CPR it was a big responsibility.
I can remember some votes where when I'd get ready to vote and I'd go down on the floor, 5 or 6 or more of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, they'd say, "Hey, Ben, what do you think about this bill? Is this going to help Indian people?" And so you know, even though you may only be one person, your voice sort of gets magnified if they think you have a specialty.
Nighthorse Campbell started in politics as a Democrat, but shocked everyone when he switched parties. Former Congressman Scott McInnes met Nighthorse Campbell when they were both freshmen in the Colorado legislature. He said party wasn't the most important thing for him.
Ben Campbell was rural. He cared about the countryside. He cared about the environment. He cared about the farmers, the ranchers, the people out here. He was not city-orientated.
Nighthorse Campbell's legacy includes making the Great Sand Dunes and the Black Canyon of the Gunnison into national parks and helping preserve the Sand Creek Massacre National Historic Site. He was also a very colorful figure, known on Capitol Hill for his ponytail, bolo tie, and motorcycle. And here's one more fun fact. He twice drove the national Christmas tree from Colorado to Washington, D.C.
Ever since I was a teenager, I got through college by driving a semi, and the only difference with this is it's so long, but police go with you. There's police escorts, and I tell people it's kind of fun having red lights and sirens in front of you than chasing you.
Senator Ben Nighthorse Campbell was 92. He passed away this week, surrounded by his family. If you found yourself reaching for your shorts these past few weeks, you know the snow season in Colorado is definitely not off to a great start. And while that might be nice for hikers, for skiers and snowboarders, open terrain at resorts is still really limited. So, is there any chance that things could turn around this winter? For an answer, I reached out to Joel Gratz, founding meteorologist at the Open Snow app, and who has been given the nickname Snowstradamus. Joel, welcome. Shall we see if your nickname still holds true?
Oh, I wish I could just make it snow, but I don't have those powers.
So, Joel, before focusing on what's to come, though, give me a sense of how bad the season has been for Colorado's high country.
Well, unfortunately, through the end of December, we are very close to a record low snowpack.
Whoa.
Yes, ranging from about 40% of average in some areas of the state to about 70% of average in other areas of the state. But when you net all of that out across about 100 backcountry weather stations, The net is that we are at about 56% of average, which is very, very, very close to a record low snowpack for this time of year.
But it is a new year, and there comes new possibilities with that. So, oh wise Nostradamus, what do you see in the future?
Thankfully, I woke up today, made a forecast, and was a little bit more excited for what's to come with potentially 3 or 4 storms in the first 2 weeks of January. Now, to set expectations, none of these storms appear to be significant snow producers, but anything falling from the sky in terms of snowflakes is good news. And if we can get 3 to 4 even small to medium storms over the next couple of weeks, that will keep us at least out of record low territory. We will likely not catch back up to average by the middle of January, but we'll be on the upswing, and then we'll see if it can continue.
I want to dig deeper into that because in one of our recent episodes, we looked into how even when a resort can make their own snow, they really need to have low temperatures for that to work. So, as you mentioned, there's not a big storm coming in, but could it be cold enough for the snow guns to keep running?
Yes, it will be cold enough for the snow guns to keep running, especially up at the upper elevations. But the challenge for a lot of mountains in Colorado is it's much different than the East Coast or smaller ski areas where machine-made snow can cover the entire ski area. Here in Colorado, the ski areas are large, and machine-made snow only reaches some aspects of the ski areas and not all of them. So while machine-made snow is helpful, especially for the higher traffic areas, usually for a full mountain to open, we need a lot more natural snow.
Where does Colorado fit? Where does our winter fit within the national landscape of this winter?
Sure. So there's usually a yin and a yang of weather. It's usually not cold everywhere, and it's usually not warm everywhere. So the fact that it's been low snow here in Colorado means that somewhere else is often getting quite a bit of snow. And this season in particular, those places are farther north. So up in British Columbia, Canada, there were some record-setting snowfalls in the month of December. Montana, parts of Idaho, and Wyoming also have snowpacks near or above 100% of average. And also in New England, they are doing very well with excellent snowfall, cold temperatures, and a lot of terrain open. So it's not bad news everywhere. That just can't be said for us here in Colorado just yet.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you.
Joel Gratz is a founding meteorologist with the Open Snow app, which tracks winter weather and accumulation in ski areas around the United States.
Music apps love to hit you with your personal most listened list at this time of year. But how do you discover new music, especially new Colorado sounds? That's the joy of tuning into our sister service, Indie 1023. To start off 2026 with some musical exploration, Indie's local music director, Alicia Sweeney, is here with us. Hi, Alicia.
Hi, Bozzy. Happy New Year, and thanks for having me.
Happy New Year to you, too. So what's got you excited for this new year? What, for example, is a Colorado band that we should be keeping an eye on?
For me, it's Neptune. That's Neptune with a 3 for the first E.
Like a password.
Yeah. Since the moment I heard his music and then saw him perform, he just has that star power. And I like to call him Denver's answer to Beyonce. He's got the poise, the voice, the looks, the dance moves, just like Queen Bee.
That's a high endorsement.
It is. And I stand by it.
It follows me around for one last ride around the ring. White pony, why you trying to get my friends to ride your white pony, you need to remember that you don't own me.
Get Neptune on your radar. He has a transformation in store for 2026. He's working with a new producer. They've got a whole new musical vibe, a little bit more R&B, including some backup singers, and I'm really excited to see what comes of this new direction.
That sounds great. Alicia, we're barely out of 2025, but when you look back, what do you think we'll remember most about last year in the Colorado music scene?
Well, first is a musician we've been playing for well over a decade, back when he was a folk singer-songwriter, and then he shot to worldwide fame with his soul band, the Night Sweats, after appearing on The Tonight Show with their song S.O.B. You know who I'm talking about?
I have an idea.
Fans of Colorado music definitely know the household name, Nathaniel Rateliff.
This was a big year for him. He made it into the Colorado Music Hall of Fame.
And they just marked 10 years since the first Night Sweats record. Back in November, he got invited to perform at the National Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony in L.A.
Very impressive. 2 Hall of Fames in 1 year. Any sense of what's next for him?
Hopefully some time off. I do want to mention he released a one-off 2025 single, Flowers. It's got a more contemplative sound than you might expect from his recent music.
I can dig in your eyes, still never know. Bathe in the wind to just watch it blow.
Such a beautiful song, Nathaniel Rateliff teaming up with another Colorado music powerhouse, Gregory Alan Isakov. And Nathaniel has a new collaboration with his life partner who directed the music video for that song.
Do tell.
He announced on Jimmy Fallon last month that the 2 of them are having a baby.
Wow, so this will be another big year for their family.
Yes.
2025, also a pretty big year for a Denver band that's not as well known, but our listeners may be familiar with them because we have featured them here on the podcast, and that's the band Maybe Fern.
Yeah. So a year ago, we asked our listeners to vote for their favorite local band, and Maybe Fern was the winner of our annual Best of the Local 303. This is a trio of young women out of Denver, and it's been great to follow their rise locally this past year. So this is Maybe Fern getting a little surfy. They also get funky, a little more rock and roll, and that's what I love about them. They take chances doing different genres of music. The band is playful, cool, and just released their album, 3 of Swords.
So, Alicia, that's 2 Colorado acts that helped shape the sound of 2025. To wrap us up, do you have a third on your radar?
Yeah, this is Dead Pioneers. They went on tour opening up for a little band known as Pearl Jam last year, and they're fronted by North American Indigenous vocalist Greg Deal, who's also a renowned visual and performance artist. Last year, they released the album Post-American, and I want to play one of my favorites. This is the song My Spirit Animal Ate Your Spirit Animal. And here's what Greg has to say about the song.
As an Indigenous person, how do you write a song about cultural appropriation? This is our best. It's a little tongue-in-cheek, a little biting.
Spirit animal, you sound obscene. Spirit cannibal, remain unseen. A stolen home on stolen land. A foundation built on sand.
Whether it's on record or you're catching them live and you find yourself in the mosh pit, this band is incredible, and I can't wait to see what they do in 2026, which, by the way, we are presenting their show tomorrow night at the Gothic Theater here in Denver. There still is a few tickets left for it.
Certainly a great high-energy way to start the new year. Indy 1023's Alicia Sweeney. Thanks so much, Alicia.
Thanks, Bozzy.
Additional reporting for today's show came from CPR's Corey Jones and Caitlin Kim. Follow Colorado Today in your podcast app. I'm Arlo Perez Esquivel.
And I'm Bozzy Kanani. This is CPR News.
Support for Colorado Today comes from Credit Union of Colorado. With access to over 30,000 ATMs and a mobile app, they're dedicated to offering the services of a big bank with a heart. Learn more at honestlygood.org.
Support for Colorado Today comes from Safeway, ringing in the new year with everything for a big celebration, from fresh flowers to party platters to sweet treats and balloons. Let Safeway do the shopping with delivery or free curbside pickup using the Safeway app.